Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Bringing you guys the playoff match here for the Minnesota Vikavolts, taking on the Braviaries and coach Chris Kobain, one of the top players in the league. We have our work cut out for us this week, guys, but if we win this match, we are going to the NPA finals, the NPA championship. This is the semi-final match, guys. Very, very excited. Of course, if you didn't know, we actually just joined another league called the P4G, Pokemon for Glory, and the draft is taking place the same day as this video goes down. So if you missed the draft, I'll have a recap video coming up pretty soon for our new team, which our first battle will be up next week. So we're going to be jumping into battles right away, but my focus entirely was on this matchup this week. Very, very difficult matchup for us, guys. I did do a pretty extensive team builder, so I encourage you to check that out in the description below. That way you're all caught up on exactly what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it, and so on and so forth. And a quick question today: what Pokemon would you like to see me draft in the future? Obviously the draft for this other league is done, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, as I will likely be in the NPA again next season and trying to draft some new stuff and so on and so forth. So let me know your thoughts there. Hit that like button if you're hyped for the Vikavolts. The fact that we made it this far, man. We are in the final four, which is an impressive feat considering I believe the league started with what was it, 24 teams, something like that. There's a lot of teams in this league, so I don't think it's 16. I think it's like a lot. I think it's like 24. There's a lot of teams in this league, so to make it to the final four is very impressive. But we're facing off against Kobain. He's a battler. He does battles on streams all the time. Like, that's his thing. He does his battles. I'm the Shining Handsome guy. He's the battle guy. He does a lot of battles. He's got a great team, man. Both Thundurus and Scizor had 15 kills this season, tied for the league lead with Infernape. You know, so pretty powerful stuff there, and he's just got so many threats on his team. His team is just so deep and has a really, really good matchup against mine. So we had to pull out some pretty crazy stuff this week in prep to kind of come up with a way to hopefully take on Kobain. So we'll see how it goes, guys. But I'm gonna get connected here. I'm very excited for this match. Win or lose, we're gonna have a good time, man. But I'm feeling good. I'm hoping we can win this one, man. But let me get connected to Chris here, and we'll have some fun. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the match. Alright, guys, we are connected with Kobain and about to throw down. Let's find out exactly what 6 Pokemon he's going to be bringing. You can see on the screen what I'm predicting him to bring. Pretty sure we're going to see the Scizor, Empoleon, Zygarde, and Thundurus. And the other two I'm a little unsure of. He could try to bring Swellow. We could see him bring Cofragrigus, which I'm a little worried about. And he's got a couple other things like Dugtrio, Azelf. A couple of really big threats, actually. Like I said, this team is very difficult to prep for. He's just got a lot of different things, and they all synergize really, really well together. So, like, he has a couple weaknesses, but then they're covered by other things. So it makes it really, really difficult to prepare, and we're going to have to make some insane predictions to be able to pull this one out. But we'll do our best. So let's see what he's going to bring first and foremost. And we're going to see a lot of the things like, wow, he doesn't bring a lot of the stuff I expected. I'm very surprised. He does bring the Azelf. Does not bring the Scizor, and does not bring the Thundurus, rather brings Dugtrio. So I'm actually kind of glad, because that tends to open the door a little bit more for Vikavolt, which is kind of what I want. So he brings Scizor instead of Dugtrio instead of Scizor, and he doesn't bring Thundurus, but rather brings Azelf, so that's fine. I'm sure he's going to try to set up Stealth Rocks in the first turn here, so I have to make a decision. Who do I want to lead with? I actually like Ninetales as the lead option. He does have a couple really good switch-ins to it, but it matches up decently well against Azelf, and it could just go for a straight-up Blizzard. Alternatively, like in my mind, he probably leads Azelf. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think he leads Azelf here. I kind of want to keep Shaman in the back. If he leads Azelf, I don't want to lead Rafiki. I do kind of like leading Ninetales. Even though I reveal that we're Scarf right off the bat, like, he likely would taunt Azelf anyway if he led Azelf, and if he led Dugtrio, I'm faster. The only problem is if he goes into, like, Empoleon, but I think I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to lead with Emma Frost here, because I want to get the upper hand right off the bat, and we'll kind of keep it in the back if I need to later, but I really like the lead on Emma Frost. So let's see how this goes. Again, very surprised not to see Scizor. He probably thought I was just going to prep a lot for Scizor and tried to bring some things I didn't prep for, but I did expect the Primarina, Empoleon, Cofragrigus, Zygarde, so we did kind of predict that, and I do have prep for Dugtrio, so we'll see what it leads with. Hopefully it leads Azelf here. That would kind of be my best case scenario to start. He's only with Navi, which is the Azelf, so that's what I was hoping for. Now I'm hoping he thinks I'm leading Ninetales to set up Aurora Veil. That's what I'm hoping for, because we can get a big Blizzard off here and weaken this thing. Yeah, Blizzard does a lot to him, and we are going to get the Hail up. So I kind of just want to think he's going to try to stop me from Aurora Veiling like I'm an Aurora Veil lead. The problem is if I go for Blizzard, he likely switches out in the following turn, but I think I just go for Blizzard. If he wants to bring in Empoleon, that's fine. I'm just going to go for the Blizzard right off the bat. That's going to be my play. I'm not going to overpredict. I'm going straight for the Blizzard. It won't knock him out, unfortunately, but I'm hoping he just predicts the Aurora Veil and goes for Taunt. He could also just U-turn out or something, but we will reveal that we're faster if he attacks, which is fine. Like, I don't mind revealing our secret there. He's gonna U-turn out. So he's Scarfed Azelf, which is great because now I know he's Scarfed 100%. I know he's Scarfed Azelf 100%. So that's actually really cool intel, and he doesn't know that we're Scarfed. He has no idea. He probably goes Empoleon here and tries to defog. Yeah, he's gonna go King DDD, which is the Empoleon. We're gonna get a Blizzard off here. Doesn't really give much intel on our sets, other than the fact that we have Blizzard. He's gonna take some hail damage here. Now he likely tries to set up Stealth Rocks, if I had to guess. So, do I just make the play right into Overdrive right now? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Is just going straight into Overdrive. Because he's gonna probably set up Stealth Rocks. So do I want to try to get my own rocks up? My own rocks are kind of important because of things like Dugtrio. We have to make a really tough decision here. What do I think is the Pokemon I can switch in? I don't think he Scalds here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna set up Stealth Rocks. So what do I want to switch in on the Stealth Rocks? I don't think Slime Shady is the right play. Although it would be able to give me some opportunities to get some damage off on Empoleon, and he can't really do too much back to us. And Slime Shady's usefulness isn't as important in this match. And I can get some nice big like T-bolts off on the Empoleon. Alternatively, like I said, Vikavolt comes in on this thing pretty easily, but he may predict that. And I could also go to Rafiki, but Rafiki obviously doesn't want to take a Scald. Oxygen is kind of a middle ground play. It gives him his Stealth Rocks for free though, which I don't like. I think I want to stay aggressive. If I go Vikavolt, well, we know the Azelf's Scarf though, so I have to kind of keep that in mind because he can always bring the Azelf in. But I could easily go Vikavolt here and just try to put some work in against this team and just click Hidden Power Ice, predicting the switch. But I don't think it's the right time for that. I'm going to go Slime Shady. I'm going to go into Slime Shady here. I'm going to kind of take a safer play right now. I think he's just going to go for Rocks, but I don't want to like make a misplay. He's going to go for the Toxic actually. Okay, so that's fine. So we see the Toxic. And we'll find out if we're faster here based on who takes hail damage first. He gets the Toxic off. I am faster than him because I took hail damage. So is he going to expect the Thunderbolt here? Because I can go for the Thunderbolt, but he also could predict that and make like a switch into something else. So I think I want to Ice Beam. Because really this thing can't do anything to me except for set up Stealth Rocks, and I can just Ice Beam. Although I don't think... Like, would he go Dugtrio right now? I don't think he goes Dugtrio. I think he just stays in. Like, how much do I do to him with a Thunderbolt? Let's see here. Empoleon, let's say he's like special defensive, which is probably what he is. Thunderbolt does like 45%. Ice Beam does like nothing. So I think I'm gonna just go for the Thunderbolt. I know he's got 2 ground types, but I know he's gonna like be able to take it, so he probably just stays in here. So I'm gonna make the safe play and just Thunderbolt and try to weaken this thing. That's very interesting that he has Toxic. Very interesting, because if I went Shaman there, that would have been a great situation for us. Because I would have gotten a free C-Flare off. Like, Shaman looks great in this matchup right now. If I could weaken this thing just a little bit. The question is, does he predict the Thunderbolt here? Or does he predict something else? Like, does he just stay in? Maybe I should have Ice Beamed. But I think he stays in and just goes for Rocks. I feel like he stays in and just goes for Rocks. Because Empoleon, like... He knows if he's defensive, he's gonna take it, and I'm pretty sure he's defensive. So let's see what he's gonna do. This is a tough play. This is a tough decision. I have a hard time thinking he's gonna make a switch to a ground type here when I could predict. Let's see here. He is gonna switch. Does he go into one of his ground types? He goes into It's a Trap, so he traps me. So had I clicked Ice Beam there, we would have done some serious work. But he's gonna be able to put us in a tough spot here with his Dugtrio and trap us. Now if he is sashed, we can break the sash, and it actually looks like we have a good chance to potentially live a hit here, an Earthquake. So I have to stay in, so I think I just click Draco Meteor and just hit as hard as I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna click Draco Meteor. If I made that prediction, man, I was so close. That would have been huge. That would have been huge. I really thought he was gonna stay in there and just try to set up Stealth Rocks, but that's okay. Yeah, one prediction there, man. I gotta make some plays. I gotta make some plays. I should have Ice Beam, but that's okay. It's all good. I think we live in Earthquake at this range. I think he could also just switch out, but he could switch out in a Prime Arena to make a safe play just to kind of see what I'm gonna do. Or he could just go for the EQ and try to knock us out. I'm kind of interested to see what he's gonna do here. He could make the play into Primarina though, which again, I don't really have the best switch-ins to, so that makes things tricky. He's gonna set his Stealth Rocks here with the Dugtrio. So if I don't miss my Draco, we're gonna knock out the Dugtrio, which is really nice. Please don't miss. We hit it, sweet. So this should knock out the Dugtrio. So Grudra's gonna kill Dugtrio. Kills Dugtrio with Draco Meteor. So that's a bummer because had we made a better prediction there, we would have basically avoided Stealth Rocks, but that's okay. It's all good. So we're sitting at about 50%. He's got this Primarina he could send in now. He's also got this Zygarde he could send in and try to set up on us. So I gotta be pretty cautious of that. I think if whatever he brings in here, I think I just let him knock us out now at this point because we're -2 and I don't want to allow him to set up. So if he goes like Zygarde, I think I just Ice Beam, just go for the kill, or just go for the weaken. I don't think he double Dragon Dances. He's gonna go Melody, which is gonna be the Primarina. There's not a whole lot I could do about Primarina. Again, so I think I'm just gonna click Thunderbolt and just try to get some damage off on this thing. I don't really have a great switch into this, and I don't really think Slime Shady is all that useful at this point in the match. So I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt and let him knock us out. I'm okay with that. Let's see how fast he is. He is not max speed timid, so we know that. We're gonna get some chip damage off there with the Thunderbolt. And he's gonna Moonblast us to knock us out, so that's fine. I'm assuming this definitely knocks us out. If he's not Specs, it might not. It does. So Primarina kills Gudra with Moonblast. Okay, so that's fine. And he's got Moonblast in this thing. Okay, so let me see here. Gudra was sitting at 113 speed. Vikavolt was sitting at 95. So Vikavolt's definitely not faster, but Shaman comes in here and puts in some work, actually. Shaman puts on some pressure here. So I think I'm gonna go Shaman. Yeah, I'm gonna go Shaman here. I think that's my best play. Yeah, it definitely is. So we're gonna go Shaman because he has like very few options to switch into a Seed Flare right now. Like he doesn't have any options. He has to like sack something off. So I'm just gonna go for the Seed Flare. Yeah, I just clicked Seed Flare right now. He doesn't really have a switch in. His best switch in is Zygarde, but I'm Life Orb, so he will be faster than us with Zygarde, but I can hit him really hard. So this isn't a terrible spot. He's gonna switch out, so he wants to keep his Primarina because he knows it's a great wall breaker. He goes into Navi, which is the Azelf. This thing is gonna just die to Seed Flare because we know he's Choice Scarf, and it goes down. Sweet. So Shaman kills Azelf with Seed Flare. Sweet. So Azelf goes down. We know it's Choice Scarf, and it's just so beautiful that he doesn't know that our Ninetales is Choice Scarf, because Ninetales puts in some work against Zygarde if he tries to set up on us. But right now, I feel like he either goes Empoleon or he goes Cofragrigus. But either one, I click Seed Flare. He could also go Zygarde. But Zygarde is forced to use a Dragon type move against me, and I would imagine Zygarde is two-shot by Seed Flare. Yeah, I mean, unless he's like the Sub-Coil set, which is like a specially defensive Zygarde set, even that is really risky because he runs the risk of us potentially getting a special defense drop, 40% chance to drop his special defense. So Shaman puts on a lot of offensive pressure right now. And I have a beautiful, beautiful Ninetales that can fire off some Choice Scarf freeze dries, which I'm really hyped about. And we got rid of the Azelf, so he's down 2 Mons. Again, like the biggest thing there was had I Ice Beam that Dugtrio, dude, that would have been such a huge deal, but it's all good. It's all good. We know the Primarina is most likely Choice Specs. I gotta be careful about that Cofragrigus. I can't allow that Cofragrigus to set up on us. So I have to be very cautious there, because if he sets up like a Trick Room Nasty Plot, that could be really problematic. I do have Vaporeon still sitting really well, so we have that as an option. But he's gonna go King DD, so he actually goes Empoleon here, and I have to make a tough decision. Shaman is really, really good right now, but do I want Shaman to take an Ice Beam? Like, do I think it's worth getting the big damage off here with Shaman? Like, if he Ice Beams us and he's defensive, because we know he's like more offensive. Ice Beam doesn't do a ton to us, and Seed Flare is like a 2-shot. Earth Power is a 2-shot as well, but Seed Flare could miss. Earth Power definitely 2 shots here. Or I can make the safe switch into Vaporeon here and keep Shaman around for later, because Shaman has a lot of usefulness. Vaporeon doesn't really do too much aside from coming in and basically just scalding something, potentially getting a burn, which could be decent. I feel like I don't want to take an Ice Beam with Shaman right now. He could Toxic. We know he's got Toxic and likely Defog. Probably Scald and Ice Beam is probably his set. So I don't want to take an Ice Beam. I think I could go... He doesn't seem to have Recovery on this thing, no leftovers. So I can pretty freely Scald. And I could try to burn either this thing or something else. And then maybe get my Infernape in to click Close Combat. I think I'm going to make the switch into Oxygen here. Because I wanna preserve Shaman. I want to see if he's going to Ice Beam me here or not. Taking that damage on Shaman I don't think is worth it at this point in time. Shaman seems to be the win con at this point. He doesn't have a switch into it. He's going to go Ice Beam here. Okay, so we predict that right. Now this is a time where I wish I had Baton Pass, but I don't. He gets a crit there, no big deal. We get some leftovers back. This gives me an opportunity to click Wish or just go on the offensive. I think I just Scald, although I could double back into Shaman, which I really like, because he doesn't go Zygarde here. I think I'm going to double back into Shaman. Yeah, I like that play. I'm going to double back into Shaman. I don't think he actually stays in. Does he double Ice Beam predicting that? Because if he does, that was a really good play on his part. I don't think he double Ice Beams predicting that. He goes for the Toxic. Okay, so we kind of get an idea of what this thing's doing. He goes for the Toxic. We know he's got Ice Beam. Shaman's too valuable for me to give up here, so I make a misprediction there, unfortunately. But I need to make a switch now. So I'm going to make the switch out. I think I'm going to go Rafiki. Rafiki actually doesn't have a ton of usefulness in this match at this point in time. And I kind of just want to go for a Flare Blitz to weaken this thing. And then if he goes into, or I just go Oxygen again and try to get the Scald burn. I guess I have two options there. Rafiki doesn't really do much though. I kind of like just going for the Stealth Rocks or the Flare Blitz at this point in the match. I think he Ice Beams. I really don't need Rafiki at this point. I'm going into Rafiki right now in case he Toxics. We made a couple of mispredictions there, but I don't think he Scalds. So he likely goes for either Toxic or Ice Beam. He goes for the Ice Beam, so that's fine. Alright, so now I have to make a decision. Do I think he's going into Cofragrigus here? Close Combat's very obvious. Close Combat's very, very obvious. Stealth Rocks is really nice, but I kind of like Flare Blitz because I can weaken this thing for Shaman. Because if I get the big damage off there against this thing, Empoleon, let's take a look. If he's like specially defensive, I do like 50% with Flare Blitz, so I think I'm just gonna Flare Blitz. Because if he goes Cofragrigus, I'll get some intel on what his set is on Cofragrigus, and I can potentially Will-O-Wisp him if he tries to attack me. And we do like 40% to him, so I think I'm just gonna Flare Blitz just for the damage. He's gonna switch out, likely into Cofragrigus. He goes into Majora, so that is the Cofragrigus. Let's try to find out what kind of set this thing is. Whether he's defensive or whether he's bulky. If it's not defensive, it does like 40%. If he's like offensive. So that's looking like he's offensive, and he's got the Mummy, so that's fine. Okay. So right now I'm pretty sure he Trick Rooms or Nasty Plots. I think I just click Flare Blitz again and just try to weaken this thing. Or I Will-O-Wisp to weaken him even more. I'm gonna Flare Blitz again. Because if he goes Zygarde, I'm faster anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna Flare Blitz again. Let's see what he's gonna do. He stays in, so I weakened this thing a lot. That was my objective. I wanted to weaken this thing to the point where he wasn't able to like heal himself up. So let's see if he goes for the Trick Room or not, or if he just goes for the Shadow Ball. He goes for the Shadow Ball and just knocks it out. That's fine. So, Cofag kills Infernape with Shadow Ball. Okay. So now I gotta decide what I want to do. I do like the potential of just going for a Freeze Dry here, because that is really scary for his team. He doesn't really have a switch in, and that could bring Empoleon in, but then I just go Oxygen again. So I kind of like the pressure that I put on with Ninetales. But does Ninetales take out Cofragrigus with a Freeze Dry at this range? It's too close to count, I think. I think it's too close. I think I gotta go... What do I want to do here? I don't know if I want to go Meadow right now, because I'm a little concerned about Meadow. I didn't see exactly how much he was at. I feel like... we know he's not defensive, though. I feel like he was low enough that Freeze Dry knocks him out. I really did. I felt like he was low enough that Freeze Dry knocked him out. That's such a risky play, though, if it doesn't. Like, if I don't knock him out, that's a huge, huge deal. But I think that's the right play. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go for the freeze dry here. I think this is the right play because it puts on a lot of offensive pressure on his team. And it sets the hail up and kind of pressures that as well. So let me see exactly where he was at, but I think freeze dry is the right play here. Let's see how much he's at. Yeah, he's really low, so we can freeze dry. So I'm gonna go for the freeze dry. Now this kind of keeps him from switching into Primarina, and it also pressures the Empoleon. Because Empoleon's gonna be weakened. It's not super effective, but it does a decent chunk to Empoleon. And he takes hail damage too, which slowly weakens him down as well. It does like 20%. So he's actually gonna switch out Majora. He's gonna go into King DDD, which is the Empoleon. So we're gonna get some chip damage off on this thing. We'll get the freeze dry off, just fine. And doesn't do too much. We get the freeze, which is really not a huge deal because he likely has Scald. It's really not a huge deal if he has Scald. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Pretty sure we go Oxygen here though and start pressuring. Because basically what I need to do is I need to get Overdrive in and I need to click Agility at this point in time, but I don't want to do that just yet. I want to get, what do I set up on? I set up on either Cofragrigus or I set up on this thing. Is this my chance to go in and click Scald yet? Because I know I'm faster. I need to get an Agility up though. I need to get an Agility up. So what do I get my Agility up on? I think I go Oxygen here. And I can either Wish and go into Meadow for free and pressure him that way. Like, he likely just clicks Scald here. So I think I'm going to go to Oxygen because he kind of has to click Scald to get out of the freeze. So I'm going to go into Oxygen here because I like Emma Frost still being here, potentially if he's Choice Scarf Zygarde for some reason. So we're going to go to Oxygen and see what he wants to do. He likely has Scald, which actually would heal us. He's just going to stay frozen. Wow, if I went in... Oh, dude, that's crazy. If I went Vikavolt there, that would have been huge. I would have been able to Agility in front of him. Alright, so I'm just going to Wish then. And then we're going to go into Vikavolt and try to set up. I don't think he switches here because he's fearing the potential... like, he could switch into Primarina. That would be a switch right now. I'm going to go for a Wish. But we've weakened this thing a lot to the point where, like, he's almost going down. And if he switches out, then he stays frozen. So... that makes it setup fodder, but I'm gonna go for the Wish here. I'd just be really surprised if he doesn't have Scald on this thing. Unless he knew Vaporeon was coming in and he thought he would try to de-thaw that turn with Ice Beam or something. He does switch out. What does he go into, Primarina? Yeah, he goes into Melody, so the Primarina comes in, so that's fine. I don't have a switch into this thing, so I pretty much have to go for Wish here. And I basically have to just kind of let Vaporeon go down. He's definitely faster than me, so I think I just let Vaporeon go down at this point in the game. Maybe try to get a burn off with a Scald. Seems like a good option. Because basically it comes down to Shaman coming in, and Shaman's got to click Seed Flare, and he doesn't have a switch into it. So I'm going to click Scald here. Yeah, I think that's my play. Or I could just Protect and get an extra turn of hail damage. Yeah, I'm going to Protect to get an extra turn of hail damage on him. And see if he's locked into something. We'll kind of see what move he goes for. He goes to the Moonblast. Okay, so we know he's locked into Moonblast. It's fine. I'll actually get my Wish back too, which is nice. That guarantees that we live the next hit. So, and he's taking damage too from that, which is really nice. And we'll get some health back here. Okay, let's see here. So that damage could be critical. So let's go for the Scald now. Let's go for the Scald. I know it's not going to do much. I should be able to live one Moonblast from him though. Should be able to live a Moonblast from him. I need to be able to get in on that Empoleon. He's gonna Moonblast. Should be able to live one. I'm sure he specs though. We'll find out in a second, but I'm pretty sure he specs. That does a little over half to us. We'll get the Scald off. A burn would be really nice. I score the burn. That's actually a big deal. It's a very big deal, and the hail stops actually, which gives us a chance to get some leftovers recovery. So the question is, if I Protect here, do I lose anything? Not really. I don't really lose anything by going for Protect, I don't think. So I think I'm going to Protect. I mean, if he wants to go Zygarde here, I think that's a mistake anyway. So I'm going to Protect to get that extra turn of burn. He's going to stay in a Moonblast. That's fine. I could actually potentially Wish right now. If I live and then Wish Protect again. And that keeps Vaporeon around a little longer, which could be actually really useful. So I think I might do that. Because we're weakening this thing a lot. Like, he's getting slowly whittled down by this burn. And I think we can live another Moonblast at this range. So I'm actually going to Wish. I don't think he he's gonna expect that anyway. I think he's just gonna keep Moonblasting at this point in time. So what this does is puts him in range so I don't have to risk a Seed Flare miss. I don't think. He's gonna knock us down. He actually picks up the kill. So it doesn't really matter. Primarina kills Vaporeon with Moonblast. Okay. So now, what do I send in? Now we send in, I have two options. I go Emma Frost and click Freeze Dry. Which could bring in the Empoleon, which is at about 50%. I think I just go Shaman and click Earth Power and just try to knock him out. And Shaman puts on a lot of pressure against him at this point in time, but I don't want to risk a Seed Flare miss. I have to actually Seed Flare if I go Meadow. So that's really my play. I have to go Seed Flare with Meadow right now. I can't risk the... I needed an extra turn there. I needed one extra turn. Or I go Emma Frost and go for the Freeze Dry, which brings in Empoleon. Empoleon's going to be very, very weakened. But it keeps him... Like, then Zygarde can come in and Extreme Speed me, which is kind of frustrating because I don't want that to happen because everything's getting really low. I need to be able to live the Extreme Speed. Meadow's not going to live the Extreme Speed if I get taken another hit here. So I think I go Emma Frost. So I want to go Emma Frost and Freeze Dry. Because Meadow beats Empoleon at this point, and Meadow beats... Yeah, I'm going to go Emma Frost and Freeze Dry. I think that's the right play. Or I go Emma Frost and set up an Aurora Veil, and then go Shaman, but I think Freeze Dry is the play. Because if Empoleon comes in at this point in time, I'm pretty sure Vikavolt at max speed is going to outspeed Empoleon. And he never even showed a water move. Yeah, we're going to be faster than Empoleon unless he has a lot of speed investment, so I'm just going to go for the Freeze Dry this turn. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Freeze Dry. I'm curious whether he saves this thing. He's going to just let it go down. So Emma Frost will pick up the kill on this thing. And it does knock him out, so Primarina goes down. So Ninetales kills Primarina with Freeze Dry. The question is his Zygarde choice banded? I mean, that's really what the question... Here comes Green Arrow. Is this choice banded Zygarde? Because if it is, then he's going to really put in some work against us. I'm hoping he's choice Scarf. I'm going to Freeze Dry. That's my play. I can't switch out. If he Extreme Speeds us and knocks us out, that it is what it is. He goes to the Extreme Speed. Is he choice banded? Choice banded Extreme Speed does 50%. We live! We live on 4. He is not choice banded, baby. We hit the Freeze Dry and we knock him out. Ninetales living on 4. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, dude. I did not expect that. So now he basically has to go Cofragrigus. No, he goes King DDD. I cannot allow him to set up on us. That is 1,000,000% what we need to do right now. I need to make sure he does not set up on me with the Cofragrigus. So I'm pretty sure all I do is I just keep clicking Freeze Dry and just ensure Cofragrigus does not come in and set up on us. I'm just gonna Freeze Dry. I think that's all I have to do right now. And then we just go Vikavolt. He's still frozen. The lucky freeze there. I don't know if he doesn't have Scald. I'm very surprised. But as long as that Cofragrigus does not set up on me, we should be okay. I just gotta keep kicking Freeze Dry. As long as the Cofragrigus does not set up on me. He's still frozen. So this Empoleon being frozen is definitely unfortunate for him. He's gonna take Hail. Do I at least have one more turn of Hail after this? I hope I do. This is my last turn of Hail. But I'm pretty sure Freeze Dry should be able to seal the deal against the Cofragrigus. He doesn't have 2 turns to attack. So Freeze Dry comes through. Ninetales kills this thing. Empoleon with Freeze Dry. And Cofragrigus should go down to a Freeze Dry at this range. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Ninetales is about to pull it through. Let me see how low he is. He's really low. Unless he's specially defensive or Assault Vest. And if he's Assault Vest, it's not a problem. The only issue is if he Trick Rooms here. The only issue is if he Trick Rooms here. And I don't think he can still one-shot Vikavolt after Rocks. Yes! Dude, Ninetales, man. Kills Cofag with Freeze Dry. And Ninetales coming through at the end there, living an Extreme Speed from a Zygarde, dude. I have no idea how he lived that. I have no idea how he lived that, dude. So he wasn't choice banded. I have to go run that calc and see if it was a damage roll or not. Definitely our fair share of luck in this match, though, guys, with us getting that freeze in the Empoleon. Definitely could have made a huge impact. Obviously, he wasn't able to attack us there, but I did still have Vikavolt in the back with Gigavolt Havoc, and I still had Shaman as well, which could have pressured that Zygarde. So really, I think, you know, obviously the hacks on the Empoleon's a big deal there, but I think, you know, had we kept or had we, you know, if the freeze doesn't happen, then I don't know how much that matters for him pulling, because I still had Shaman. So it would have came down to Shaman having to hit Seed Flares, 85% chance. Shaman pressured the rest of his team. It's clear that Zygarde was not actually, Zygarde could have been Choice Scarfed. Maybe he was Choice Scarf Zygarde. That might have been what it was at the end, as he brought Choice Scarf Zygarde, which would have been very interesting to see how the match played out at that point in time. But nevertheless, we pick up the W, guys. We are headed to the championship, bro. Your Minnesota Vikavolts are going to the NPA finals, guys. I am super duper hyped, man. Kobain's a great battler, guys. Obviously, Pokemon does have some luck in there, but I will take the win. Very, very excited. I hope you guys are as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just like that. The last couple turns there just flew by so fast. I did not expect Ninetales to live that extreme speed hit. I was thinking, okay, Ninetales has to live this hit. If it doesn't, then I have to go into Shaman and Seed Flare, or I have to go Vikavolt and set up an Agility or Hidden Power Ice. It would have been very, very close down to the wire there if we don't live that E-Speed. So I don't know what happened there, but I do have bulk on my Alolan Ninetales. I have 52 HP and 4 defense, so I did have a tiny, tiny bit of bulk on there, but that mattered. That 52 HP was the difference of us living versus not living, so that's why you always EV your mons the right way. But just crazy, dude, just crazy. Ninetales, the Scarf Ninetales, dude. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Dan. I also got my aDrive. We're going to the championship, baby. Let's do it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.